Hello, everyone. Welcome to Court with Krissy. There are so many fun moments scattered throughout this, and Judge Jesse Lall does not disappoint. Between the defendant and attorney Tracy, you might want to watch this twice. I hope you like it. Court with Krissy is now in session.
Interpreter 2, Mr. Wallace?
Looks like, Your Honor.
All right, well,
Thank you, Judge.
cross our fingers and toes. One will come up, okay? James Henry is accused of battery, family violence, and simple battery, family violence from July 18th, 2025. His accusation is 25 CR 4180Y. Mr. Henry, been advised of your rights. Your attorney is Mr. Kenneth Mitchell. Do you see your attorney on the screen? All right, Mr. Howard, any priors?
Yes, hold on real quick. Let me pull this. Last arrest was July 5th. Maintained a disorderly house out of South Fulton. Before that was May 18th, 2025, DUI. Out of South Fulton. That's it.
Ms. oh, you're still here. I thought you had.
Yes, I'm going to do this and then head over. He
Okay.
also has some very old cases out of the Virgin Islands, like 1991 old. So this happened on July 19th, 2025. Officers spoke with Miss Hetty Henry, who stated that her husband, the defendant, had turned off power to the residence. Miss Southwell, who's the victim in this case, Jameer Southwell, was preparing to take a shower and after finishing was going to feed her toddler. But when the power got shut off, she went to confront the defendant about cutting off the power. She stated that when she went to confront him, he pushed her against the wall, causing her to fall backwards. And while she was unclothed, and Miss Henry heard the commotion and came downstairs. She also was punched in her lip, resulting in a visible injury to her lip. The defendant was then arrested as a result of that. We are asking for a signature bond through pretrial services. We did have an opportunity to speak with, the family on this case, and I just wanted to pull that up and give you their position on this. It looks like on this case, Ms. Southwell stated that they lived together at that location. She did confirm the events in the warrant. She stated this is not the first time he has been violent with her and his twin sister. She did file for a TPO, and she stated she does not want any contact with the defendant and wants him to stay away from the residence. So we are asking for an SOB through pretrial services, family violence intervention program, no further contact with Jameer Southwell, stay away from no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and no firearms. I will state that the reason the state is asking, even though he has some recent arrests, for a signature bond through pretrial services is so that he will attend the FVIP class. At this time, we would like to sound for Ms. Jameer Southwell. That's all for the state.
Ms. Jameer Southwell or Mrs. Henry, either one wants.
Hi, I'm Jameer.
You are Jameer Southwell?
Yeah, I'm a boy. I'm not sure why they said miss.
Okay.
Not sure where that came from.
Thank you for clarifying that.
My apologies. The warrant said Ms. Southwell.
No, that's me, Tamisha.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Ms. Southwell.
All right, before we continue, who is the lady with the pink braids?
My name is LaShondra Colbert.
Switch off your video and mute your screen, otherwise you'll be removed from Zoom.
Oh, I didn't know I was supposed to do that. I apologize.
Yeah, that's what happens. And Visi will as well. If the host see these individuals out there who are not involved in the case we're addressing, remove them from the Zoom.
So,
Okay.
Your Honor, just to clarify before Mr. Southwell speaks, Ms. Tamisha Southwell was the one who the defendant pushed against the wall, and Mr. Jameer Southwell tried to get in between them, and that's who he punched in the face, leaving the visible injury.
Okay. And where's Mrs. Henry in all this? Still playing dominoes. Okay. Mr. Mitchell, what's your recommendation?
Your Honor, we would definitely recommend a signature bond, but any of the other conditions we feel are definitely not warranted. Mr. Henry is 68 years old. These are his stepchildren. He's had a tumultuous relationship with them, and it's ironic that they have beat him to the court. He's filed TPOs against multiple siblings. He's filed a TPO against I think a Talisha Southall and another Southwell.
When were these TPOs filed?
Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. It was 2020. I have 25 CV 009755, 25 CV 009756. Let's see.
All right, but so what does he want to do at the present time?
He wants to return to his home. This is the home that he's purchased that he stays in with his wife. And it's and again, to turn the lights off at a certain hour, 2 a.m., his side of things is that they came and jumped on him, which makes sense because the lights were turned off. It was late at night. There was a lot of noise going on in the house. And he's in a bad situation now where things are turning against him in the house he lived in the house where his wife moved in with him and all of her children, grown adult children. And so we're asking that he be able to have a bond, no violent contact. But there's a lot more that needs to be parsed out with this situation because Mr. Henry is feeling like he's the victim, but however, now the state has filed charges on him. But there are temporary restraining orders against.
Ex parte not served. Let's clarify that. They're ex partes.
I'm not sure yet. I'm still trying to print them.
I've got it pulled up.
Oh, you do have them pulled up. Okay.
Yes, sir.
But again, he is an elder man, and he's at a vulnerable state at where he's at. And so it's just really disheartening to see 20 to 30-year-old people alleging that he's someone attacking them. I do want to take this seriously on behalf of the victims. But we just feel that doing FVIP and staying away from his own home is very, very harsh for this type of situation. His name is on the deed. And so we just want, somehow we need to figure out how to get to a resolution or mediation with this family. But I think there are a lot more to what's on the warrant. There's a lot more to the warrant. And he was beaten up in his house, had to run out the house to run for safety, and they went to the police. That's his story. So there are two sides of this story, from the state side and from the defense side, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Mitchell. Tamisha Southwell. Who is Telria Southwell?
My little sister.
And who is Talia
Jameer.
Southwell?
Talia is my little sister, and Jameer is her twin.
And who is Telria Southwell?
There is no Talia Southwell.
I see two petitions filed. One is against a Telria Southwell.
It must be a typo.
Well, it would be his typo since it's his handwriting. And Telria is repeated throughout the whole application. So is there a person called Telria living at that location?
You know, he must have been mistaken about Tamisha's name. That's all. That's all we need to say.
I'm not going to go there. That's the application that was.
No, I understood, but like I said, he's an elder man at this point, and so he's just trying to protect himself, Your Honor. And he's in a bad spot.
He is in a bad spot, and unfortunately, I'm going to grant him a signature bond, but he's not going to be allowed back in the house.
Well, Your Honor, they do not live at that residence, Your Honor. They do not live there. They do not.
Tamisha, do you live
there? I live there, and it did not happen at 2 a.m. I was in the shower.
Tamisha, be quiet. Yeah. Listen to the question.
I live there.
You do live there?
Yes.
Can we swear them under oath?
And Jameer, do you live there?
No, ma'am.
Okay, good.
It's ridiculous.
And Your Honor,
Mitchell, what is ridiculous? Like you said, they need mediation, and it looks like folks are trying to beat each other to the punch.
They are.
And racing to the Superior Court. I'm just trying to put some oil on these troubled waters right now until you can set up this mediation.
Understood.
Okay?
Yes,
because Right now, in this big scheme of things, the only person in handcuffs sitting in a jail is Mr. James Henry. And it all started with a breaker box. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. On the battery family violence, it's going to be a 2,500 signature bond through pretrial. And the simple battery is going to be 1,000. This is going to be a 3,500 signature bond through pretrial services. Mr. Henry, you are to have no further violent contact with, what's her name? Tamisha, Timisha, Southwell. And Mr. Jameer, since you don't live at the property, do not return to the property. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. He's also to have no further violent contact with his spouse, Mrs. Henry.
Henry.
Yeah. And who is this other person? I think that was the only other person in the okay. Will the host please remove Catherine's iPhone from the Zoom? Remove Catherine's iPhone from the Zoom. Remove Eddie Henry from the Zoom.
That's his wife.
You know, Tamisha, you have a big mouth and you don't know how to be quiet. All right, as I was saying, no further violent contact with Tamisha Southwell. Mr. Henry, when you get back home, if you have any arguments with anyone in the house, with anyone, and you better speak to your attorney, if you get into an altercation with anyone in your home, if you mess with the utilities, if you interfere with anyone's use of the property at the home, you're going to be back in jail. In the meantime, we're going to keep you busy. You're going to report to pretrial once a week. You're going to complete a domestic violence class, and those are 24 classes, and you're going to begin those within 30 days of being released from jail. And you're not to consume any illegal drugs. You're not to consume any alcohol. You'll be subject to random screens. Now, you've already got these ex parte TPOs. You still have the job of having them served. So make sure you do that. In the meantime, I would highly recommend that you listen to your attorney real carefully. All right. So this is a 3,500 signature bond through pretrial level 3.
And that's
Your
per
Honor.
judge.
Yes, DVIP and report to random screens. No violent contact with Tamisha Southwell. And Jameer, what's his name? Southwell is
Also
not.
Southwell.
Yeah.
Your Honor,
If he doesn't live there, he doesn't need to be there.
I do just need to put something on the record. My understanding was this was going to be a stay away order. As the court has not issued that, I do want to let the court know that Ms. Henry filed a TPO against Mr. James Henry yesterday under 25 CV 009867, which will effectively order him to stay away from the residence, and we will
I
have
know.
notice served. So
And as you can tell, Ms. Falk, this entire family are treading a well-worn path to Superior Court Family Division. And so I'm sure Judge Manning and those folks up there will be able to address that. And
I
you'll keep
understand.
Mr. Mitchell busy in his office as well. But
I just felt it would behoove the court to know that this will be served on him before he leaves the jail today.
I should have put 25 cents down. I would have won that bet. So, okay. All right, folks. Mr. Henry, you've got your marching orders. If you get into another tussle at home, make sure you bring your toothbrush with you because you'll be back in jail. Understood? All right. Thank you.
Thank you,
Anything
Your
else, Mr. Mitchell?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
All right. You have a good day. Thank you.
All right.
Next case, please.